Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Sunday, March 17th. I am on the East Coast, and we're going to do some Bitcoin analysis. We're going to do some trade updates. I'll be giving out some free trades, and I'll also tell you how to join our channel, which essentially now is free for the next 7 days. With all our Advantage members, you get to see our daily Bitcoin analysis, all the trades that I put up, and all the magic. So let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna share my all my analysis here for today, the Bitcoin one, with everybody that I can. It's time to go live. Alright, so let me click on this thing. Let me share this with everybody while I do this. So here's, our channel right here. As you can see, we're a pretty active community. We have a lot of questions being asked, and I provide a lot of answers or direction and guidance, okay? So come join BTC analysis plus free trades. Boom, boom. All right, let's throw that up and go into some of my other groups that I'm a part of. Let's see what we got here. So where is everybody from? I want to hear from you guys. I know y'all are still finding yourself in this market. I mean, how do you guys like the price of Bitcoin? What are your general thoughts? What are some questions that you have for me? And what can I answer for you? Okay, so let me know that, because I'd love to sort of let me try to do this. Everyone tag. Yes, 100 plus people. Let's do this thing. I'm actually excited to go live today because I got a lot of information I want to give to you guys, and I also want to share some of the trades that we're a part of. And like I said earlier, our channel is now free to everybody for the next 7 days. So if you want to join, it's completely free. No strings attached. Just come hang out, and it's the Cryptosomniac, this channel right here. And so I'm gonna go through the rest of the channels in a little bit, but let's get to the Bitcoin analysis for now and see what we got here. All right, what's going on, Universal Vibes? Hey man, representing the UK, I love it. One Man Army, California, love it. Hey Ruben, what's going on, man? Ryan, what's up? Glad to have you guys here and watching. Oh wow, okay. I guess within the last 5-10 minutes that I was setting everything up, we had a big, bullish engulfing spike on this candle right here. I was just, posting to my community earlier, even though I've been trading for about 10 or 11 years, I do, a fair amount of reading, and I want to catch up on, some of the more esoteric things that, technical analysis, traders, Wall Street hedge fund managers, whatever they talk about, and what's going on in terms of updating, technicals knowledge or investment knowledge. And so I do this quite a bit. And so earlier today, I was just kind of, going about my reading, and this was one of the technical analysis books that I was reading. And, this was a definition of understanding the volume action behind head and shoulders patterns. Okay, so this is something that we do in our community quite a bit. I try to go through explanations of exactly what we need to be doing in terms of trying to understand what kind of patterns are affected with what kind of volume, and which volumes do we utilize to figure out if something is a breakout or if it's a fake out. Okay, and so these are questions that I answer in the community all the time. So let's take a look at current price action, and let's see what's going on. Okay, so as you can see, right, we were struggling at this $3,900 area for maybe a good 6 to 7 days. Like once we broke down, actually, let's see where we had it. Okay, so actually it was more than that, right? So we broke down from 4100 way back here, 24th February, and then we came down under. We had a bit of a shakeout right here. Nice rounded move back up. Usually when you see this, bear flag right here, right, and you've seen a wick like this, I more than often have seen this rounded style movement, because what we're trying to do is establish like an Adam and Eve pattern, maybe a double bottom, and have a shakeout where prices just sort of move back up and then away back towards previous levels. Okay, so once we kept hammering away at this supply right here, right around 3900, we touched it once, touched it twice, huge rejection. Then we just basically created a descending channel. Okay, so this was kind of scary because I don't really like to see prices kind of move up and down in a channel, especially when we had an ascending channel. But that happened, and then we finally broke, sideways away from it, and then moved away. Okay, and what I saw from that was, we look like we're creating an ascending channel, a big one right here, starting from the beginning of March. Okay, so there's a couple of touches at the top, and there's a couple of touches at the bottom. There's one right there, two right there, three right there, 4, 5. So this is definitely, I typically like to create channels or patterns with 2 touches at the very least, and 3 to 4 give it a pretty good confirmation, and 5 to 7 they're definitely confirmed patterns. Okay, so you can see price currently at 39.79, and we're looking to first break this level right here. Okay, so what exactly is that? That is about 39.91. Okay, that's a pretty critical level right now, because we've established this low right here, and they're trying to create higher lows, as well as previous higher highs. But we have to break this previous swing high to create that sort of higher high. Okay, so now what we need to do is, it looks like this could be creating maybe an inverse head and shoulders, right? So here's that left shoulder right there, here's that head, and we might be in the middle of creating that right shoulder. But I would probably still feel comfortable if this area right here, 39.91, was the area to break. Okay, this is essentially the area that you want to place your orders above, just over here. Or if you want, if price reaches here, it looks like it's getting resistance, this is where you open your short. Okay, because a potential short opportunity from here could take you back at the very least, say 0.5%, or down here, which will be the low that we had earlier, or maybe to all the way down here, when price touches back to the bottom of this channel right here, so 1.7%. But here's the thing, guys, we've been in sort of an uptrend for Bitcoin since way back down here. Okay, since and this is on the 4-hour chart, since the $3,300 bottom that we had, we moved up, created a nice bull flag, moved up again, bull flag, moved up again. Okay, so 3 strong moves right there, and then came down. But look, we still have a higher low created on the 4-hour chart, right? As per this one right here, I mean, all these are still higher lows. Okay, there's nothing that's changed. Now here's something even more interesting. Okay, let's see what we got. What was I gonna put up? Bitstamp, I think. Yeah, I think this is where my chart is. So here's the Bitstamp chart. Okay, so this is something that I talked about this before, the 5-wave Elliott count. We have still this overhead resistance that's coming to us somewhere around the $4,000 area to 4,100. Once that's broken, then we can start thinking about the next level. Okay, and that next level is somewhere around 4,400. Okay, yeah, please smash that like button, guys. Thanks. Let's go, Vin. I appreciate that, man. Another thing I want to talk about is, here are some of our trades that we are in. I haven't quite measured these up again. Some of these were not as much up on, but we're definitely up on almost all, maybe one or two might be losing trades right now. One of my losing trades is Juan. I will fully disclose that. And I'm happy, you know, to be pretty open with you guys. We've been in about maybe 7 to 9 trades over the past like week or two. You know, 7 of the trades right now, or I think 8 of the trades right now are winning trades. And the 9th one being Juan is not. Juan, we're down about, you know, 7.5%, 8%, but the rest of them we're up, you know, pretty significantly, right? LTC, we got in around 44 to 47. That's up a nice, you know, 30, 35%. This one right here, we're down, you know, not as much, but right around this area. I really like Nebel. Nebel was killing it for us the past couple of days. One of our profit markers where it was about 4,100, took some profit there. Might reload again around, you know, say the mid to low 3,800s. We're up about 19% on that. ELF, we're up about 16% on that. BAT, USDC, I'm up about 13%. And, you know, guys, you can come join our community. We timestamp everything. I posted in these official channels right here, you know, so I can't go back on my word. And if we lose, we'll lose, I guess, together. But luckily, we haven't been losing as much. Here's some of our, you know, more recent position breakdowns, as well as, you know, some of the trades that we've been up or down on. As you can see, Juan was our losing trade right there, negative 8.1%. And so we have all these channels, guys, in our community where you have like short term and medium term and long term. These are obviously respective of the terms of, you know, how we want to take the trade. So for example, a short term might be, you know, maybe a intraday trade, and at the very most it might be, you know, week long or 2 week long trade. Okay, the medium term trades are a little bit longer, a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, and then the long term trades are maybe, you know, long term accumulation, a couple months, or maybe even to the point of a year or so. Okay, so, you know, I like to essentially get in on some of these trades because you know, I like to basically diversify my risk in terms of not only time horizon based portfolios, but also, you know, in terms of the assets themselves, right? So as you can see, when I have, you know, 6 or 7 different things that I'm trading, right, I also provide a positional breakdown of how I'm trading it. So for example, if I'm trading with, say, 50K or 100K, you know, $22,500 might be towards BAT, 10K might be towards LTC, 5,000 will be towards Loom, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you guys get the picture, right? Ryan Jack says, where has Jason been? Separation anxiety. I know, man, I miss Jason too. I think he's just busy with a lot of things, but he should be back soon. Please give me a thumbs up, everyone. What's up, To the Moon? What's up, Long Range Crypto? What's up, Elizabeth? Thanks everyone for joining and all your support, guys. 4Leaf Crypto is here representing Ireland. I love it, man. St. Paddy's Day, yes sir. I hope everyone's drinking that green beer, guys. Gotta love, you know, the beautiful Irish people. So yeah, anyway, guys, you know, back to this right here. You know, positional breakdown. Obviously, we're still in BAT, LTC, Loom, ELF, Nebel. Nebel we just trimmed today. BAT I want to trim maybe in a week or so. I don't really like being this heavy on BAT. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it, so I might trim that down to 15%. You know, so cut that about, you know, 7.5% or so. That might make me feel a little bit more comfortable having more cash on hand. I like to stay anywhere between 30 to 40% cash, because sometimes it gives me opportunities to buy into coins or projects that are dumping hard that, you know, are potentially unique buy opportunities that most people don't see. And so you're probably wondering, you know, how exactly do I spot, you know, good buy opportunities, right? Well, if you come join our channel, I mean, obviously I provide, you know, a deep, in-depth nature of reading technicals. I have my own course on the Cryptosomniac website. You can go there. You know, it's only $10, guys. I made it cheap because I want everyone to learn how to understand technicals. And I really believe that this whole space has come to this garbage halt of, everyone seems to pretend to know their technicals, which, took me like 10 plus years to understand fully, but seems like everybody else did it, overnight. And I just don't know how that's possible where all these technical analysts in the crypto space came about. It really is perplexing, okay? Like I said earlier, I mean, I go through my, knowledge updates every weekend, okay? I read Peter L. Bernstein, Mark Andrews, Ray Dalio. I read, the books that some of the best, recommend. And, I still am learning every single day, guys. And I told, whatever I learn, I try to provide it to my community. Here's my education channel right here. I will sum up articles. I'll put up, see, this is a picture of what I was just reading today because I was trying to understand, the volume action on inverse head and shoulders patterns, okay? These are books that I own, and even the one right there, all about asset allocation, right? This is all about, being able to diversify your risk and, position sizing, being able to divide up your assets and capital in different markets. These are all things that I learn, and, I teach it to my community. And this is from Ray Dalio's book. This is another book that I own, okay? Principles for Navigating Big Debt Crisis. And this, these are some of the points that he talks about spotting bubbles, okay? Of course, we need to understand and learn this stuff, right? I mean, it is imperative for us to keep our knowledge updated, right? Here's another one that, I mocked up, a terminology sheet that I did for people who don't understand when I say something like Fibonacci levels, right? When I say, here's a ascending triangle or a descending triangle or a bull flag, bear flag, whatever. All the things that I've summed up here. Here's the Cryptosomniac course that I put up. Okay, here's, predictive Bitcoin modeling thing that I did. So I provide all of this information to our community. So as you can see, if you're just joining, we are up, a handful percent or a good, handy percent on our trades right now. And, we're looking to still keep adding on to our trades, because I personally think there's still more upside to this market, guys. I still believe that we've got, let me check this out, right? Like, we have how much? I mean, let me see this thing real quick. Here's our, where'd it go? Here's my BTC chart right here with, the projected resistance levels right above us. And currently, we're still approaching that $4,100 resistance area. And I think we still have more upside to go, guys, to be honest. And I think once we break above this, middle 50% line of this channel, I think we have a chance to get up into that $4,300 to $4,400 area. And I think that's where things are going to get really interesting, because if we get up into this area and we don't get, torpedoed down, like if we don't get, down here, man, it's going to be, we basically have above, say, 4,500 from here. It is open air all the way to like high 5,000s, to be honest, okay? I don't see any significant resistance until there. But getting over this 4,000 area is very troubling for BTC right now. I mean, it's really struggling, but I really do think that this, channel that we're in right now, right? Something that we've had since the end of January, as well as this higher low structure, right? So here's that atom pattern right here. Atoms are usually V-style bottoms like this, okay? And then you have a second rounded bottom kind of like that, which is, not as low as the atom, but it's more so a rounded bottom, and then prices sort of keep on moving up slowly and consistently. Okay, So that's sort of where we are right now, and I truly believe that Bitcoin is going through the Adam and Eve bottom. But here's the interesting thing, okay? You see this Fibonacci level that I've drawn from this high to this low right here. Okay, so the reason I drew this is because, I come from the background of, the equity markets, and something that we look for is, a sign of strength, right? The SOS usually is an indication of knowing that, hey, on the reverse uptrend, right, can you have enough momentum and strength to get past the reverse 618 Fibonacci level, which currently is around $5,200. Okay, if prices cannot get past $5,200, I personally think there's going to be more downside, and that's going to be pretty brutal. Okay, it might be an extended bear market, maybe into say the end of 2019, maybe early 2020. But that's if we keep struggling towards that 618 Fibonacci level. Okay, if we start to show strength of going towards 45, 4600 or 50, 400, 5500, then I think we look good. Okay, especially once we start crossing 6,000, we are golden, guys. I think that might be your signal of a bull market starting. And people often ask me like, hey, what are you waiting for to go fully into this market? Well, there's a couple things, okay? So, some of the books that I've read over the years is that when you typically have, markets that have gone through bubbles, right? I mean, this is definitely a bubble that was essentially imploding, right? Bitcoin went from $200 all the way to 20,000. I mean, if that's not, a bubble, I don't know what is. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I just mean that the asset itself was way overextended beyond its reasonable valuation. Like there's no way that Bitcoin was, necessary to be at 20,000 because not enough people in the world or businesses or governments or anyone for that matter was actually using it. Okay. It was basically a big push by some smart traders, some whales, maybe even some, banks even, right? Some investment funds that wanted to cash out, and, get a significant return, and they create a bubble. And this happens all the time, guys. This has happened in gold. This has happened in many stocks. But, Bitcoin went through that too just now. And it's gone through many, hype cycles like that. But now we're coming down to that other end of the hype cycle. Because once you go up, say, 200 to 20,000, you have to pay the price on the other end too. Okay, that's just how markets work, guys. You don't just go up, almost 3 or 4,000, 7,000%, whatever it was, and then come back to just 6,000, which is only, a third of the retracement, or a 66% retracement from the 20K high, right? You have to be broken to the point of almost capitulation where, the smart traders who may have left the market want to come back in, or the fundamentals now start outweighing the price. Okay, so whenever price starts overextending to the upside, and it outweighs the fundamentals, same thing will happen to the downside, where price will get so beaten down that the fundamentals are valuing this asset at, say, 6, 7, 10,000. Okay, that's just how it works. But price currently is at 3,000. Okay. So you will see markets react and sort of like to come back to equilibrium of pricing an asset where it should be. But more often than not, what happens is price gets overextended to the upside or the downside. And when assets move sideways, which is maybe what they're really worth, then there's no fun in it, right? There's no volatility because traders and investment funds and banks are drawn to volatility because that's where a lot of the money is made. But in this case right now, there's definitely a good amount of volatility in Bitcoin, right? And we see that Fidelity itself is opening custody services. Bakkt is still interested in going ahead with their custody services, going ahead with their futures. So you can see that, clearly the space as a whole is improving in terms of fundamentals, right? All right, so Stellar is on a tear right now, the Stone Wanderer says. Let's check out Stellar right now. Oops, I don't really like Bitfinex. Let me check out the Binance one. Binance one has decent volume, so here's the Binance one. Okay, so here's Binance right there. Stellar, I mean, definitely got destroyed from way up here, and it came down pretty hard. And you can see now that, you know, Stellar is at about 2740. And I would probably not even touch Stellar until it gets past, say, I don't know, 2900 or 3000, because there is a lot of resistance in its way, guys. I mean, if I just throw up this line right here, look at how many times this, you know, this support right here was touched, okay? You know, this is a support right here. Here's a support, support, and then finally breaking on down through, okay? And now that's going to become resistance more than likely. So you would not want to buy resistance. That's not how you trade properly. You want to buy support and sell resistance. Just like they say, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So this is how you want to play Stellar. Okay, you do not want to buy the resistance. Wait for a break to the upside, or watch it just collapse into capitulation way down here. You know, maybe at 1400, or maybe even way down here at 792. Stellar is one of my favorite picks, but I'm not trading this thing. I'm trying to, you know, long-term accumulate this. And I don't really care because, you know, if you're looking at long-term time horizons, such as, you know, 1, 2, 4, 5 years, you know, these mini fluctuations of price, you know, day to day are just not going to matter. Okay. So for now, I mean, you have to try to figure out, are you a trader or are you an investor? And if you are an investor, what kind of term investor are you? Are you trying to trade month to month, or are you trying to invest month to month? You want to see returns on your portfolio in a quarter, in a year, or do you want to just sort of, you know, sit and see where the space goes? These are questions that you need to figure out for yourself. Okay, I've got some answers for myself on how I, you know, essentially break up my portfolio, but you have to figure out, you know, what kind of person do you want to be in the space? And maybe not even in crypto. Maybe you want to do that, you know, in the stock market as well, or in the Forex markets, right? What kind of trader do you want to be? What kind of technicals do you want to utilize? These are also things that we discuss in our channel, guys. You know, we have a stock market channel here. You can see that we, you know, we talk about IPOs. We talk about, you know, what are some good stocks. You know, we provide analysis here. Forex chat too. You know, I love the New Zealand, you know, Kiwi chart versus the dollar. We have obviously the more active, you know, crypto community. I think it's a Sunday night, so everyone's taking it easy, which is great, because that means I don't have to answer that many questions. But, you know, we are a very active community. And then we also have, you know, my Bitcoin analysis channel. This is essentially where all the magic happens. I post on this, you know, almost, you know, relentlessly every single day. And I often, you know, provide many updates through the day. Okay. So, you know, keep an eye on exactly, you know, what I post, how many updates that I have, and how does that give you an indication if you want to be a buyer or a seller in the alt market. Okay, because remember, Bitcoin is heavily correlated with alts, right? Or rather, alts are heavily correlated with Bitcoin. So for example, if we go to Coinmetrics, right, this is where I get a lot of my information. Where is their, I guess they changed up their website. Oh, there we go, correlation charts right there, right? So To the Moon says, how dumb are you to say Ripple will 500x? Yeah, that's pretty fucking dumb, to be honest. You know, like I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. Your Ripple front page, dude. Who are you talking about? That's not me. I don't I didn't even make a Ripple call. But anyway, I definitely want to hear more about that. I really don't believe Ripple has that kind of multiple, return behind it for the next coming years. But I would love to hear someone's case, why they think Ripple is like the next hot thing. Okay. So here's, say for example, Neo, right? Remember, the 100% correlation is when the correlation comes up to a +1. A negative correlation is a -1, and a uncorrelated asset is, basically 0. Okay. So yeah, I would probably say, in this case, most of the alts, like whatever we pick, right? So for example, like if we just pick, say, Dash, okay, let's check out Dash. You can see all of their charts are right up here. As long as something is above, usually what I look for is like 0.5 and above, 0.5 to 1. When you see anything between that range, that's a pretty high correlation, guys. I mean, you could see that BTC Neo, BTC Dash, it's about a 0.8 correlation. I mean, that's pretty high. So you know that if you were to trade alts, you need to see exactly how BTC is doing. And this is why I provide so many updates in my Bitcoin analysis channel, because it gives us an idea, a hint of, if BTC does this, or if it's breaking XYZ level, we need to pick up on alts that are either bottoming out or, are essentially showing signs of positive movements correlated with BTC whenever it's moving sideways, little things like that. Okay. So you can see, here are some of our trades that we've put out. Here's the positional breakdown. Again, like I said, if you are interested in joining our channel, it's all free right now, guys. Anyone can join. Come hang out. Here's our medium term. This was one of our trades. Nebel, Aeon was another one. ZIL is another trade that I just put out, guys. It's getting 2.5% of my trading capital right now at current prices, 460 approximately. And I'll add another, 2.5% at 515. So this was the chart that I put out. And as you can see, right, I see, this awkward looking inverse head and shoulders pattern. Here's that left shoulder, head, right shoulder potentially. But first we need to break over this, choppy zone right here. Okay, that's somewhere between, 470 all the way to 500. And if we get to 515, then it's definitely getting more of my capital to trade with. Okay. But so yeah, this is how we're essentially trading some of our alts. Understanding how to take profit, when to take profit is imperative, right? You need to understand what you're trading, why you're trading it, when to get in and when to get out before you even enter the trade. Okay, don't try to get into a trade without a plan and then try to figure out a plan and half-ass it, guys. You're going to lose money. So please, just make sure you preserve your capital, guys, because at the end of the day, I mean, if you are trying to build your BTC stack or your fiat stack, you need to make smart moves. Okay, you need to start treating every single dollar that you own like it's, the money that you cannot afford to lose at all. Okay. And if you don't do that, then you don't respect your money and you don't respect your worth, and that's not a good thing either. All right, so here we are. XLM has not broken significant resistance. I don't really know who's saying that, but it's really just hitting this resistance right now. So I don't really, like I said, I'm not going to touch XLM until it sort of gets above this level, 3,000 at best. But you guys are free to do whatever you want. We trade with smart technicals, confirmations of patterns broken, and we do a good job at making gains in our channel. Okay, yeah, thanks Ruben, I appreciate it, man. 30% gains, that's what we're talking about. So yeah, I totally agree. When it comes to gains in our channel, I mean, we do it big, guys. We do not mess around with those pump and dump coins. I mean, you could obviously always say that, oh, I made 70% in this one trade. Well, can you do that? Can you do that consistently? And can you do that in a bear market with a plan, with other assets? Okay, and also, can you do that for a long period of time, essentially building your stack? I mean, most people can't, guys. It's just really hard to do, and that's why there's a rule in the trading world, which is 90% of people lose 90% of their money in less than 90 days. That's a very scary rule. And I promise you that number is much higher in the crypto space. So, I just be careful how you trade, what you trade, and, go in with a plan, right? Here's one of the other resources that I use. It's called vcdepth.io. It basically gives you an idea of the order book depth, meaning, how many bids versus asks do you have, meaning how many buyers versus sellers. Also looked at as how much demand versus supply. Okay, so usually when you look at, say Nebel, right? This is another reason why I started taking profit on Nebel, because I saw this MDR ratio, which is market depth ratio, starting to head into the negative. Meaning what happens is, the buyers are increasingly lower, okay? The demand is lower, but the sellers are piling up, okay? When you see the sellers pile up like this, they want to get rid of things, like whatever this asset is, which is Nebel in this case, okay? But when you see bigger walls on the buy side, the demand, okay, that means that people are mounting with pressure to keep buying this asset. And there may not be enough sellers in the market. So that means what's going to happen? Well, people are going to want to pay more of a higher price to buy whatever asset is available, on the sell side. But clearly in this case, that's not happening, okay? The MDR ratio is at 42.15 in the negative, meaning there are far many sellers than there are buyers. So in this case, you want to let go of this position or start taking profit, which we did in our channel. And now we're going to try to wait for a better position, either wait for BTC to, make a better move, and we'll see exactly what happens, okay? Here's our other trade right here. Here's BAT, right? And BAT is, here's BAT right there, okay? So I really had BAT in this ascending triangle. I was really hoping that it would break through this, 1975 area right here, because man, if it did, it would have just rocketed all the way to 21 or 22 cents. But right now it's just struggling really hard in this area because BTC is not giving it the strength that it needs to get up past its resistance. But I am almost certain that it will over the coming day or two, because it's been hammered from this overextension at 0.215, and now it's come down to a reasonable level at around what is it at 193. Okay, so we've placed multiple orders for buys, I think right back here around 174 or so. So we're currently at, let's see where we at. I mean, even from here to here, we're about like 9 to 10% up. So we're doing pretty good job on these trades. This is one of my favorite resources that I like to read up on news. They have on-chain effects. This is where you can start gathering data on, I don't know, metrics behind a coin. Market cap, what is the volume behind it, price. They also have like a sentiment indicator. I don't really know how they did that, but I find that really fascinating because understanding sentiment in the crypto market is imperative to know exactly what's happening behind the scenes of a coin. Is it getting pumped and dumped? Is there some big news or partnership news, something that's happening that maybe other people are not aware of? Okay. So I love Masari. Please go check it out. One of the best websites for really thorough information, and you can look up a lot of information on a project. Coin metrics is another, one of my favorites. You could look up data on correlations, other, network data and data charts over here. You can price things, like do comparison of obviously, the S&P 500 with whatever, right? BTC price or, the network value for Bitcoin or NVT ratios, all kinds of cool stuff. Coin Farm is another interesting resource that I like to keep up with. It gives you, wait a second, I don't know what's going on here. It gives you the shorts to longs, basically the order books on BitMEX. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working right now, but basically that's what it is. It gives you an idea of how many shorts are stacked up versus longs on BitMEX, because BitMEX does pull in a lot of money and a lot of volume. So you want to keep up with, BitMEX and see what side the traders are getting stacked on. Okay. That is pretty much all I have. The Bitcoin daily chart looks pretty good. Oh, wow. We just broke it. Hey, awesome. Hang on one second. Let me check this out. Hey, look, we just broke this level, but we got to make sure that this doesn't poke up as a wick and then come back down. Okay. This is where, things get really annoying. That's why you got to wait for this candle to close. You got 54 minutes on this candle. So hopefully, this candle just takes off like a rocket and heads towards 4,000, because that would make me really happy. Because I did pick up some ZIL at a really good price, like I showed you guys earlier. Still, some in the Nebel trade, BAT, Aeon, Ethereum, Litecoin, Loom. So ELF, that's our other one. ELF is, looking really good. I like ELF right here. Here's ELF right here. It looks like it had a nice, corrective move right here, and it's a retrace. But man, I think it's gonna push up big in, the next couple of days, because it still has, a lot of room for growth, especially on the daily chart. Like if you look at this daily chart, man, it broke this resistance, then it went up all the way up here, right? So 4,500, came back, tested this as support, and then now moved away. This thing is gonna, rocket all the way up to low 5,000s at the very least, in my opinion. And that's why I'm holding on to my ELF trade. And I might even double down if, things start looking good past 4,500. Okay. Stellar 2.7% gain right now. Nice, man. Awesome. Good stuff. The Stone Wanderer, please come join our channel, man. It seems like you are really interested in Stellar. And basically, you like to trade like we do. So come join our community. Yeah, so here's the thing, with Stellar, like I was saying earlier, a 2.7% gain right now is nothing really great in terms of, the Stellar chart, because it really has to get over 2,900, guys. If it can't get over 2,900, it could come down again, maybe to 2,000, maybe even lower. So that's why Stellar looks a little scary right now, on the higher time frame chart. Okay. Here's my BLX longer time frame chart. Something really interesting that happened today, or maybe yesterday, right? We started crossing the 128 moving average. Okay, and here's why that's important. Okay, so way back here, all through 2017, the 128 moving average was support right there, support, all the way up into the, top of the bull market. And now, in the bear market, it became resistance right there, broke through resistance a little bit, and then came back down again. Then resistance, and then when we had that huge dump, boom, we just moved really far away from the 128 moving average, and now we're essentially, slowly breaking through it. This is a very positive sign, I would say, because we have not broken the 128 moving average in many, many months, almost way back here in July. So that is something really interesting to look forward to. Now on the weekly chart, things get a little interesting. Okay, so here's the 20 MA on the weekly, which is now meeting us as resistance, sort of like that 128 moving average, 128 daily moving average that I showed you. We are yet to climb past the 20-week moving average. Okay, that currently lies around, say 4,100, just to be safe. 4,200 would be best if we started climbing above that. But till then, I mean, this 20 weekly moving average is an area that a lot of traders are probably, looking at as resistance. Okay, so don't be surprised if we meet this thing at 4,200 and you see price get rejected pretty hard, because that's what smart traders do. Okay, they buy support and sell resistance. All right, so we've had about 6 consecutive weeks of nice bullish upside movement. And this candle actually just ended. Let me see. I'm going to pull up. So BLX Exchange doesn't update till candle closings, but Bitcoin, Coinbase just did. So here's Coinbase. This is looking really interesting. Okay, so we are on the 7th week. Okay, guys, on the TD sequential now. This is, something that we have not had since the bull market in 2017. 7 straight weeks of the TD giving us green counts right there. Okay, that's really great. The Wolf of Main Street says bull trap. Yeah, I mean, it could very well be, man. But I don't think you would bull trap right at 4,000. I think you want to bull trap a little bit higher, because when you get more people interested in the high 4,000s and low 5,000s, that's when people are going to start, FOMOing in. And that's where you bull trap, where you essentially just dump the price from there. Okay, and it would be devastating to take price up to 5,000 and then dump it back to 3K. That's where things would get really scary. And if you're trying to create capitulation and panic in the space, that's how you would do it, not just at 4,000, right? All right, it looks like Coinbase is reflecting that Bitcoin just hit 4,000. Okay. All right, things are looking good, guys. Looks like this stream was almost perfectly timed. Look at that. So our alts are moving well too. I just got some alerts on my phone. We are now breaking into 4,000. Let's hope we can close this, this hourly candle above this area. I really don't want to cross back under 3,900. Sorry, 3,991. I want to start breaking up towards $4,100 by tomorrow. That's where things could get really exciting for us. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I mean, even the monthly candle, which has about 12-13 days left in it, is looking really, really great. We have not had 2 bullish monthly candles in a row since again, the 2017 bull market. Okay, here's finally a green one, which we haven't had since July. So a lot of positive signs coming our way, guys. Kudos to you if you're still trading this market. And again, my name is Amal, and welcome to our CryptoSomniac community. If you're thinking about joining, just go to www.cryptosomniac.com, like that, and you will find our products page right here. Where is it? Right there. And you can click on this and just join our Advantage program if you want, or you could just join our free lounge for the next 7 days and check out our trades and make some gains, guys. All right, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy our content. Come join, and I will be providing Bitcoin analysis every single day with multiple updates and trades through the week. So let's make some gains together, guys. All right, take care. Cheers.